You're listening to Small Business in Small Bites, a podcast designed to help you better understand your customers, your business, and even yourself one easily digestible idea at a time. Now here's John Preston.
One of the most common misunderstandings that small business owners have about advertising is that it's all about getting new customers. That's the only reason you advertise, is trying to get new customers. Because I hear people all the time say, well, I don't need to advertise. I've got all the customers I can have. Well, here's the thing that you may not realize. Advertising also is one of the most powerful ways for retaining your existing customers. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. You're thinking, well, if I provide great service, these people will always come back to me. They'll be loyal to me if I treat them right. And it would be very nice if that were the case. But unfortunately, your customers, like the rest of us, are very insecure about their decision making. They often spend their life wondering, did I make the right choice? Did I go to the right business? Did I buy the right product? We spend our lives asking that question. And a lot of times when they see your competitors' ads and they don't see yours, they'll change their mind about what they think about your service. I'll give you a good example of what I mean by that. And I have a feeling this will resonate with many of you because you've probably gone through similar experiences with similar products. Let's imagine that there are two Ford dealerships in the area. We'll call one Tim Smith Ford and we'll call the other one Bob Jones Ford. Now, I'm wanting to buy an F-150 truck. So I go to Tim Smith Ford and I find the exact truck I'm looking for. I pay the price that I want to pay. I feel like I've got a great deal. They provide great service. Everything about the experience is perfect. And I leave there with my truck and I am excited about the deal I have. I'm ready to tell the whole world what a great experience I had with Tim Smith Ford. Then I drive up the road and on the way home, I see a sign or a billboard for Tim Smith Ford. And I sort of perk up a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I just bought a truck for them. Those are good guys. And I take kind of a little sense of pride when I see an ad for somebody I just did business with. So I get home and I turn on the TV and there's a commercial for Tim Smith Ford. And I'm like, wow, I'm partners with them. I bought a truck from them. And everything seems great. And what happens is every time they see that ad, their decision to buy from Tim Smith Ford is validated. Their decision to make that purchase from that business is justified in their mind, and they're proud of it. They associate themselves with that purchase. Let's consider the alternative. Let's say I just bought that truck from Tim Smith Ford, and now I'm driving away, and I'm excited about having bought from Tim Smith, and I see an ad for Bob Jones Ford. I don't think anything about it because I'm happy with my purchase. But I notice it. And then that night I get home and I turn on the TV and there's a commercial for Bob Jones Ford telling me about how good a service they provide and deals to beat anybody. And at that moment, in the back of my mind, this little seed of doubt starts to grow. Not a lot. At first, I'm still overwhelmed. But over the next few weeks, if I continue to see Bob Jones Ford commercials telling me how great they are, and I don't see any Tim Smith Ford commercials, at some point that little seed takes root and starts to really grow. And then I ask myself that question, I wonder if I could have gotten a better deal if I'd gone to Bob Jones. At first, you just kind of halfway think about it. But you ask yourself, could I have gotten a better deal? And then you continue to see the Bob Jones commercials and you don't see the Tim Smith commercials. And it starts to really, really worry you at that point. Man, I screwed up by not going to Bob Jones. I should have checked them out. I can't believe I bought from Tim Smith without going to Bob Jones. And then by the time all is said and done, you will convince yourself that you screwed up by going to Tim Smith. And your memory of that experience will be that You should have gone to Bob Jones. And it's a shame that our minds are that fickle, but they are, because all of us are very insecure with our decisions. And advertising is a way of reminding people that they had a good experience with you and validating the decisions they made to choose your business. Now, this doesn't just happen with car lots. It happens with just about any kind of business where you are not in regular contact with that customer. Because given enough time, we will change the way we remember experiences if we see enough messages telling us there was a better option elsewhere. And that's why dentists, heating and air companies, a lot of these folks will provide tremendous service and then scratch their heads and wonder why the customers went somewhere else. And it's because someone convinced them that they could get a better service elsewhere. And that is done by advertising. And so while you may think advertising is all about getting new customers, when you look up and notice many of the people that you provided excellent service to are now using your competitors, you have to know that that's because you did not put your message in front of them consistently enough to remind them of how good you are at what you do.